Hi there, everybody. Welcome to English 112 for week 3. And I know that we had a bit of a rocky start because of the hurricane, and I do apologize for any confusion that I myself caused. But that being said, I think that we're back on track. Everything seems to be running pretty smoothly. But I do want you all to please communicate with me if there's anything that comes up that you need additional support with, because this is the week where things start to kind of hit with like the big heavy hitting items. And I know that some stuff is probably going to come up that might be not as clear, considering that we are an all online class. So please let me know if you end up having, oops. I'm still, yes. If you're having any issues or if anything is coming off as unclear, I will do my best to make sure that it is as clear as possible. So that being said, here's what I wanted you to see. I am posting a video with a lecture on Space Cat here in just a second that I've already recorded. But here are things that you need to know. First thing, there is a content warning on the Erica Zhang poem. It does have some strong language in it. So if strong language or some mention of mature concepts is not something that you're digging, you can skip the Erica Zhang poem. It is a very interesting poem because it's a response to Walt Whitman, but that is your fair content warning. Now, what we're going to be doing this week is all rhetorical situation. One of the standards for 112 is getting into rhetoric and the rhetorical situation and how to approach literary text with rhetoric. So there is going to be some of that this week. I will be scoring and giving you lots of feedback on your reading responses from last week, and we'll do those every single week until we get toward the literary analysis research paper, which will then, of course, translate to some of those key skills. So for this week, we're focusing specifically on rhetoric. So I'm going to read some poetry, read about the rhetorical situation, review my notes, and then you'll do your reading reflection. So a couple things to just kind of keep in mind is that there is, these are the slides from Walt Whitman. And then here are his poems, Oh Captain, My Captain, Lilacs Bloomed, I Hear America Singing, and Song of Myself. And then there's Erica Zhang's poem that I mentioned before. So what you're going to see here is that there are notes on rhetoric and what rhetoric is to help as like a little cheat sheet. And then there are these videos about what the rhetorical situation and the rhetorical appeals are. I'll also be posting my lesson on Space Cat that you are welcome to review. That's what this is right here. Space Cat, in a nutshell, that I'll put in the video, is a way to attack a rhetorical situation. So it's through speaker, purpose, audience, context, exigence, choices, appeals, and theme. And so it kind of breaks that down into smaller bite-sized pieces so that you can kind of see how you approach the rhetorical situation when you're looking at a text. And then I have some information here on rhetorical précis. Now, these things are going to come in more to play next week when we start working on your one-pager rhetorical analysis. But it's good for you to go ahead and start becoming familiar with those concepts and learning them so that it doesn't feel quite as overwhelming when you get to it, when you do your first rhetorical précis. So the actual assignments for this week, you only have 3. I never give you more than 3 in a week. Usually 1 is a pretty easy forum post, and then 2 are probably more important assignments. So the reading response is of course the most important for the week because I want to see what you're thinking about Whitman and how you're reacting. I did have a question from one student okay, well, what are we supposed to write about? It's really, I don't care what you write about as long as you're taking a claim and substantiating it with evidence and then explaining it. And so all of those directions are in the one-pager analysis document. And so if you have trouble finding that, just let me know. And then the other one that I want you to do this week is the self-assessment, which is what kind of skills that you're looking to develop in this course. It is a shorter course. It goes fast. We are going to have not only a rhetorical analysis piece that we're doing, but we're also going to be doing an annotated bibliography for a literary analysis research paper, which is your final for the course. And since it's 8 weeks, it goes fairly quickly. So, like, this is a place for you to not only say, okay, this is what my goal is, but then also, like, how am I going to pace myself? Because getting into the third week, like, now we're starting to see more content. And so as you're going through, just make sure that you ask me any questions, especially in the forum post, so that I can respond. And also, I'm always available via email. So the forum post talks about what kind of writer you are, and it asks you about, like, what are things in rhetoric that are not clear based on the readings from this week, and then also what are things that you need from me to be successful. So it comes in like two form packages. One is analysis based, and then the other one is going to be reflection based. And then we will continue on rhetoric next week, and then your rhetorical précis will be due November 17th. So that'll be coming up in a couple weeks, but familiarize yourself with the rhetoric so that you can know exactly how to tackle it as we get closer. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your week, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.